Hello guys, my name is Tara Taro. I will be doing your reading for July 2019. This reading will be for Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Rising. As I have before, I shuffled the cards before so we could jump right into the reading. A few things to note astrologically as I am putting this video out. It's July 2nd. There was a solar eclipse at 12:55 earlier today. You are still feeling the energies of that eclipse. The eclipse was in Cancer because it is a new moon. Any new moon intentions that you plan on setting, I would do so tomorrow, like tomorrow evening, honestly. And I believe you'll get much better results by then because right now things aren't so clear. But this is a period of shutting out a lot of old cycles. So you probably noticed a big emphasis on that. I also do feel that a lot of you might be redecorating the home, changing things around the home, or possibly moving. This is seen a lot during these eclipses. And on July 7th, this coming Sunday, Mercury will go retrograde in Leo, and it will go into Cancer, I believe, on the 16th. So, yeah, there's a few things that are going on. And Cancer is your opposite sign, so you feel this intensely as well. Just remember, all cardinal signs have, a way of tapping into each other's energy. So this is a very intense period right now. And I just wanted to put those things out. But I'll jump into the reading now. So also I did an astrological spread. So all of these are the 12 houses. And this is so that we can get a clearer reading. A clearer reading about all areas of your life. More predictions, and therefore it can be a more general reading. So we could speak to a larger group of people. Okay, so I'm going to jump in. First house, the house of self, how people are seeing you right now. The card that came out for that is the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is about learning all there is to know about a skill, becoming a master at something. Thus, right here, the spider is crafting a very intricate web. So, and it's probably taken him some time to do that, and all of these starlings in here are most likely the prey that he's caught, so he's done well for himself. And I feel like right now people are seeing the work that you've put into things and how hard of a worker you are, and that you might be working on a lot of projects and people might see you as being very busy and you're putting a lot of your time and your efforts out there because you want to move forward in your life, and people are starting to see that of you. In the second house, this is the house of finances, the house of material wealth. I have the Eight of Wands. So we have two eights, right? Now, and right next to each other, I honestly feel as if this speaks of movement. Yeah, I believe this speaks of movement and a lot of communication, possibly communication with another earth sign or with a fire sign, because this is a card of communication. I see. So someone could also reach out to you from your past, someone you've been wanting to speak to and giving you an offer that will really help your finances at this time. I also could feel like you're doing really well. I think that you're expanding, if you're working for a business, you're expanding that business. If you're working for someone and you need, to meet people to expand your network, I really feel like that's happening. A lot of people that you're meeting right now are going to help you in your financial life. And I feel honestly, I just feel like there's a lot of, good things that are happening. I don't know. I don't know. I'll come back to this. I feel like I keep staring at that because I feel like there's just more for it to tell me and I'm not getting it. Sorry. So, moving on. The third house is the house of siblings. It's also the house of close friendships and short journeys, short travels. I see here the Seven of Swords. So I do feel like if you are having an issue right now with a sibling and you guys are arguing, I believe that somebody is betraying the other and trying to get away with something, and that someone might be you. And if you are, I believe that this is going to blow up in your face. Because I think you think that you're in the clear, but if you get caught doing whatever it is that you're doing, and if this isn't to a sibling, this could be a close friend, then I feel like you're going to be seen for like what you are and for what you did. And I really don't know why I feel like that deception is you so strongly, but being in that, I really don't feel like someone else is deceiving you. I feel like you might be deceiving someone else, and you might not be aware that you're doing it, like that you're doing it all for your own benefit, rather. So I want to put that out there, so maybe you can really actually spend some time thinking about it. Yeah. I feel like you might be traveling, but to travel, I feel like you'll be traveling to get away from someone. Because I feel like you need a peace of mind, and I feel like you might do this travel out of spite, perhaps. Spite against a sibling or spite against a close friend. Hopefully we'll get some more clarity coming back to that. If not, I'll pull another card. But the fourth house is the house of home, and the card that came out for that is the Justice card. This fourth house is also related to your mother. So you could be balancing out certain energies with a mother figure or with people in your home. If there was a lot of fights before now, I think they're going to start to be settled. If you are fighting some kind of a legal battle with someone that you lived with, I do see issues surrounding that coming up right now, but I do believe that it will go in the favor of the person who is just. I also feel like there will be a ruling as like who in your family really is worth trusting or worth caring, like putting all of your effort into. I don't want to say caring for, because, you know, if you care for your family, like, continue doing that. That is what you should do. But I do feel like you'll figure out kind of who's worth your time and effort. Your fifth house is the house of romance, but this can also be the house of children and the house of creative endeavors. The card that came out for that is the Nine of Cups. So I feel like in romance, if there's someone as you are watching this video that you've had on your mind and in your heart, I feel like you're going to have that, like, get that wish this month. I think that you're going to get to fully express yourself, and you're going to have complete emotional satisfaction in your romantic life. And I think that's because you've wished for something for a while, and now it's finally coming to fruition. And you didn't think it would have, but everything always happens to occur around these eclipses, especially an eclipse that is occurring in your opposite sign, because oppositional energies are very intense, honestly. So I do feel like you might have been wishing for something and you manifested it to happen around this time. So this could be happening very soon for you, possibly even within, you know, that first 2 weeks of July. And I do feel like this person could be, because it's right next to the Justice card, could be a Libra. They don't need to be. Being the Cups card, it could also be a water, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. That's also another possibility. The sixth house is the house of health. The card that came out for that is the Queen of Cups. So I feel like your emotional life, you're doing well emotionally. And I feel like a lot of times people say that Capricorns don't really express their emotions. They try to be very, like, steadfast, and it causes more problems for them. But I do feel like emotionally, you're expressing yourself fully, and you're not allowing yourself to fully submerge into them and, you know, feel disillusioned. I think that you're allowing yourself to be a part of it in a very beautiful way. And you're expressing yourself fully, and people are being really drawn to you and your emotions and your compassion. And I think you are being of service to other people, and you're healing other people at this time. And you have a very positive feminine energy right now that is drawing a lot of people towards you. The 7th house is the house of marriage and business partnerships. The card that came out for that is the 5 of Cups. So I feel like if you are married or if you are in a relationship, you might be feeling like you lost something within the relationship. Maybe you're feeling a loss of love within the relationship or a loss of passion, but not all is lost. I think you're focusing on the negatives and not the positives, but there is still something there and worth fighting for if you do have someone in your life. If not, then I do believe that you're focusing on the negatives of being single, and therefore you're not allowing yourself to recognize the benefits, and you're not able to produce more positive things into your life and positive people. But the 8th house is the 2 of Cups, which is a perfect understanding of two people, and the 8th house is the house of transformation. So I do feel like your love life is transforming this year, and I did say that earlier before too, that you might have some kind of just with that, or communication with someone that you've been wanting to talk to. So I do feel like there's going to be and you're going to be communicating with who you want to, and communicating in the way that you should, and in a very emotional way, and you'll be understood completely, the perfect understanding that you can have. And a relationship can flourish out of it, but this could also just be that you have a perfect understanding with someone romantically, and you're able to, move on from it. So it could be a type of closure as well. But I do feel that there's going to be a transformation within, I really feel like romantic life. Because I know, especially in this deck, there's the 2 hearts, coming from them. And you see them, physically together. These are tree people spirits. So I feel like it's going to be a transformation in your love life. The 9th house is the house of philosophy, of travels. The card that came out for that is the King of Pentacles. So there could be an older man in your life, or an older person in your life. They could just be older than you and very wise and kind of slow to show you how they feel and how they care about you, but they're very intelligent, and they teach you a lot about yourself and a lot about life. And this person could be, I feel like this person grew into this king, they weren't always that way, and that might be why you have an understanding with them now. But I feel like this person is coming back in your life, or is giving you new insights into your life. But I do feel like it is a male, and I feel like it is someone who's older than you. The 10th house is the house of careers. The card that came out for that is the 2 of Wands. So I feel like there's okay, in this card specifically, there's this one with the, this staff has the red ribbon, which I always say is destiny. So I feel like he's looking onto, he has so many choices in front of him, and one of them's kind of the right one, but he needs to start moving and going with them. So he needs to make a choice. He has all of the indecisiveness that he needs to start making movement, because wands are all about movement. It's a masculine energy. It's about something you desire, and I feel like you have everything there. There's a perfect balance of what you need to have and what you do have, but you're not making the choice and the strides, and therefore it's creating a lot of rifts within your career. So you are being given a lot of opportunities, but you're just being asked to move towards one right now. And don't worry, because how I said before, the staff with one of them having the red ribbon, no matter what the choice you make, if something's meant for you, it'll come back. So it doesn't matter, just make the choice, but don't be so concerned with, oh no, I might make the wrong choice and then miss out on any opportunity, because then you're going to be set back a lot further by not moving. And I really feel like a lot of people fall for that trap often. I don't want you to be one of those people, because Capricorns are very hard workers and they should be able to manifest everything into their lives. Now, the 11th house is the Nine of Swords. 11th house is referring to your friendships and to your acquaintances, to large groups of people and, social interactions you have. I feel like everyone around you is very nervous, or you might have a very nervous reaction around people. I don't feel like you can fully trust them, like you can tell them how you feel. I feel like a lot of it's in your head. Like, you might have some trustworthy people, but for some reason or not, you keep thinking that you don't, and you don't have the option to speak to these people. So I feel like you should look into this a little further, because some of it might just be really false, and it could be very negative to have this kind of mindset, but some of it could be gut intuition. And I don't want you to ignore it because you're unsure, and I don't want you to jump forward with that idea without really exploring it. So I think you should look into that, but I don't feel like it's all true. I just feel like there might be some people that you're anxious about that you might be right about, but not all of these worries that you have are true. 12th house is the house of the subconscious. Card that came out for that is the Devil. The Devil is you, Capricorn. So I feel like what is subconscious is you're being tested. You're being tested by all of the past things that you've had in your life, past cycles that you haven't closed out. They're coming back to serve you and to test you and to see if you've learned the lessons. If you haven't, you will fall and you will have to start over again. If you have, then you pass the test and you get to move on to the next card. But in this deck, in most of the decks, it is the Devil card, and then it's the Tower card. So this realization comes after then. So I do feel like there's like a bondage. You feel bonded, like bondage to someone or something, or you feel like maybe an addiction to drugs is really emphasized right now, or an addiction to something or someone, to love perhaps. But I think you need to really be focusing on what it is that you're addicted to and what has you in bondage, because something is blocking you from being able to really manifest everything fully. Though you're able to express yourself, there's something that's coming up repeatedly so that you can deal with it, and for some reason you haven't. The card at the bottom of the deck is the Judgment card, and the Judgment card speaks of having a spiritual awakening or a spiritual calling coming towards you. So I do feel that with this spiritual calling, it could be that you're asked to fully listen to your intuition and fully cut the people out that need to leave. And maybe if you have any kinds of addictions that are holding you back, that you're able to work through them fully for the last time. But the Judgment is something that's been coming up for a while. It's not something that's forced on you. It's something that was slow moving. So this is, I think, the effects of something that's been in the process for a long time. But I think this month you're going to start to see a lot of changes. Though some changes we're not supposed to, make right now. We're supposed to plan during Mercury retrograde, but some I think are going to be thrust upon you. And you're going to see how you can really deal with it. But please do not jump forward and hurt someone's feelings or betray someone to get what you want. Because this wish card that's coming for you is because you were doing the right thing for so long, and I don't want you to screw that up because you're worried about something. And I'm hoping that that's not what that Devil energy is, a tendency to possibly screw over people in your life that you've cared about. I'm not trying to attack by any means, but as I was saying the cards, I was like, this could be that tendency, because the Devil card to me is always like a pattern that really doesn't serve you or doesn't do the right thing by you any longer. Anyway, so that is your July reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Any last messages do I have for you? Let's see. 2. I don't know. I do see There is a king and a queen in here, so there could be a pairing. There could be a partnership. Like I was saying earlier, I really felt like that was you, and the King of Pentacles is someone else in your life. So there could be a union that's occurring at this time. And I do feel like you'll want to travel. You might actually travel to get away from some of the chaos. But other than that, I don't think I have any extra messages. So I'll end it with that. And if you guys enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in August. Bye, guys.